Hey everybody, Gabby here, and welcome to today's episode of A Battle a Day. Please don't forget, if you enjoy this series, to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I know it's frustrating to hear these things at the beginning of every video, but it really does help. Thank you so much. So for today's video, we are once again going to be featuring Wolf Glick's Players Cup 2 winning team. As you may have seen in my last video, which you can see a link for right up top, there's a lot of similarities to what Santi used to win the first Players Cup. And I've been told that Wolf has actually done a team report of his own that talks a little bit about this, and I'll link to that video down below in the description. But yeah, I just have fun with this Colossal team. So I was talking about this on Twitch last night, but after somebody wins a major tournament, it's always fun to see the metagame like immediately shift and see everybody trying out the team that someone won with. So I was really hoping to get a bunch of Colossal mirrors last night. Unfortunately, we only got 3 out of like maybe 10 battles or so that we played. And we didn't get one today either, but that's okay. It's still a really fun team. And quite honestly, I've been having a lot of fun just always leading Dragapult and Colossal, and just trying to figure out how to get around whatever my opponent's planning on doing. It might not be the most consistent strategy per se, but I have the most fun with it, so... and that's what's important. It's having fun while learning a new team core and trying to understand some of the decisions that went into building this team. Now, my opponent is going to be featuring a team with Pheromosa, who I can only assume is a fast coaching Pokemon in this context, Spectrier, Tapu, Fini, Togedemaru, Arcanine, and Celesteela. Honestly, the thing that jumps out at me the most about this team is the fact that my opponent could lead Pheromosa and Celesteela here, and I'm not really sure what I'd do if they did that. I think I'd just be tempted to cry, which is never a great thing to do. But, you know, I need to bring Colossal Dragapult, and then I need to make sure that whatever Pokemon I have in the back can handle the rest of my opponent's team. I really want the double fire types in Incineroar and Colossal so that I have that, like, insurance against Celesteela. And then I'm like 50-50 or Shifu Rillaboom. I think we're going to go Rillaboom. The Tapu Fini is making me a little bit nervous in this matchup as well. So Rillaboom will give us some extra insurance against that. Though, unfortunately, it does not do well against Celesteela, and if you've been watching this channel for a bit, you may remember that I seem to have Celesteela matchup problems. Though I really want to find a team with Celesteela on it at some point to feature on this channel, because I think it's a really good Pokemon. That all being said, it looks like my opponent is just not... Yeah, they're just not. Excuse me. They're going straight ahead, no coaching, no Celesteela. We're starting this game out with Tapu Fini and the Spectrier. So the thing that scares me a little bit about this lead is that these are 2 very powerful special attacking Pokemon, and it's highly probable that my opponent is going to go for something like a Dynamax on the Tapu Fini with weakness policy. I've been seeing a lot of that recently, and especially with the Spectrier's presence on the field, part of me wonders if, like, that's going to be there to support the Tapu Fini. So what I'm going to do, instead of like trying to be too intelligent about this, is I'm going to try and play to this team's strengths a little bit, my team's strengths, I should say, and immediately go for a G-Max Vocalith into the Spectrier to get some chip damage down, and honestly, more importantly, get the residual damage going for the G-Max Vocalith. Using Light Screen as well here means that regardless of what the Spectrier does, if it decides to target the Colossal or if it decides to target the Dragapult, we can go ahead and survive that hit. So, and it's good to know that the Tapu Fini is going to go for a Calm Mind here. That means that it's probably the standard like Calm Mind, Moonblast, Muddy Water Protect set, so... yeah, we'll just have to be careful about that. For turn 2, honestly, I got what I wanted from that light screen, and I'm a little bit worried about hitting the Colossal with something like Surf, just because I don't know how much damage this Tapu Fini is going to do, especially if it decides to Dynamax. But, I'm just going to go for it blindly and just hope that between the G-Max Vocalith chip from last turn and this turn, if my opponent does decide to Dynamax the Fini, which it looks like he did not do, that would be enough to pick up that knockout. Unfortunately, we crit our own Coalossal in the process, which is something that I've seen happen far too often with these two Pokemon together. So, yeah, oops. But the good news is that Surf did pick up enough damage on the Spectrier for the knockout, and we'll have the Dragapult around next turn, regardless of what happens this turn, so that we can use Breaking Swipe and maybe get some Intimidates down on whatever Pokemon's going to be coming next. And it is going to be the G-Max Vocalith that does not pick up the KO on this Tapu Fini because it's holding a Wiki Berry. I was looking at the health, and it's like, okay, yeah, that's Wiki Berry. And Dragapult gets KO'd by Moonblast, but honestly, that's fine. We know that another Overgrowth will be enough damage to KO this Fini, but I think rather than doing that, I'm going to take this opportunity to get in the Rillaboom, since the only reason I brought Rillaboom to this matchup was so that I could have it in case of Tapu Fini. So we'll save Incineroar for last, we'll send in Rillaboom, we'll use Grassy Glide to pick up the KO on Fini, and then we'll take it from there. So okay, interesting. The Pheromosa at this point surprises me. This gives me an opportunity to go straight for a Max Flare into it, which I'm going to take, very, very kindly take. If the Tapu Fini switches out to a Celesteela, then that could be something interesting, but it looks like instead my opponent is just going to, I don't know, maybe go for like Close Combat into Coalossal here? I don't think he's going to get a chance to unless he's Focus Sash, at which point, well, Vocalith will save us still, but yeah. No, there's no way that crit mattered, by the way. Pheromosa is not a bulky Pokemon. I'm more surprised that it didn't have Focus Sash. That's usually the kind of item you want to run on a Pokemon like Pheromosa, especially if it's like a more supportive variant. Obviously, we can't say that for certain here, but I'm hoping that at the end of this game, we'll actually see the team and we'll be able to get a feel for like what my opponent was actually planning. And it looks like their last Pokemon is not Celesteela, it's Arcanine. Okay, in the grand scheme of things, the Rillaboom really just has to hit the Tapu Fini this turn, so that Intimidate isn't as big of a deal as it may have been otherwise. So we'll go Grassy Glide. I'm going to try and get a Meteor Beam into this Arcanine. It's probably going to be a mistake, but like, I don't really think Heat Wave's the answer, and I know that Solar Beam isn't the answer, despite the fact that we set up Sun. So let's just go for Meteor Beam. We'll absorb all that space energy into our beings, and then hopefully survive long enough to fire it back. Even if we don't, we do have the Incineroar in the back that'll bring with it an Intimidate to slow down the attack of this Arcanine. And I think we can just like Parting Shot or something to make this a little bit easier, maybe. Really, our whole win con at this point relies on having two Pokemon remaining. If it's the Rillaboom and the Incineroar, that might be a little bit troubling. But for whatever reason, my gut is telling me that this Arcanine is going to target down the Rillaboom this turn. So, fingers crossed. Give us the space power, please. Thank you very much. Maybe? No, Knuckles not targeting Rillaboom. There's no way. But we get the space energy! That's why I feel like this Arcanine probably would have been better off going for a Close Combat without the Dynamax. This might be reading a little bit too far into it as well, but if I had to guess, Arcanine with Close Combat that's Dynamaxing might also be like a Choice Scarf or a Choice Band. If this Arcanine is Choice Band, that Close Combat definitely would have knocked out without the Dynamax. Since, as you may know, when you Dynamax any choice items like Choice Scarf or Band or Specs, just that attack bonus no longer applies to the max moves. Or speed bonus if you're running Choice Scarf, I guess. But alas, we'll never know. Meteor Beam for the knockout. GG's, Osito. GG's. Can you show us your team? Because I really want to see that Pheromosa, please. Please? No. That's all right. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this team. It's just fun. It's easy, or it's easy for me because there's enough bulk on it that you can kind of just switch around and do whatever and it works out, which is pretty nice. So I hope that you've been enjoying these videos. I hope if you have been enjoying these videos, you like and comment down below. Let me know if you've tried out this team yourself, what you think of it. Or alternatively, if you have a team that you've built with a Dragonite as the central Pokemon, please let me know. I'm searching for a Dragonite team to cover within the next couple weeks of this series. So please leave a comment down below, like the video, subscribe to me on YouTube, check me out on Twitch over at twitch.tv/simplygabby. I stream every Tuesday, Thursdays, and Friday evenings starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. And as always, you can check me out on Twitter as well. That's where I talk about all the fun stuff I'm doing, like maybe commentating a tournament this weekend. So check out my Twitter for more info, and I will see you on Friday for the next episode of A Battle a Day. So until then, everybody have a great day, stay safe, and I'll see you later.